外交部试音，外交部试音。
123，123，123，123，123，
外交部试音。
123，123，外交部。
一二三，一二三，一二三。This is Ray speaking. This is Ray speaking. This is Ray speaking. This is Ray speaking. 一二三，一二三。
各位记者朋友
Friends from the media, good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. Now, questions, please.
谢谢。深圳卫视执新闻记者提问：我们注意到近期
Shenzhen TV, we noted that neighboring countries including Russia recently vocally opposed Takaichi's erroneous remarks on Taiwan. Pakistan, Laos, and Cambodia openly reaffirmed their support to the One China principle. Media and academics from regional countries stated that the atrocities committed by the Japanese military during World War II inflicted untold sufferings on Asia and the world. Instead of deeply reflecting on its war crimes, some political forces in Japan tried to deny, distort, and even whitewash the history of aggression, and attempted to breach the pacifist constitution and remilitarize Japan, threatening regional peace and hurting the sentiments of the people. What's your comment? In modern times, Japanese militarism, by citing the so-called survival-threatening situation, waged wars of aggression against China and other Asian countries, and left horrific atrocities behind its trail of devastation. During World War II, among the 3 massacres committed by the Japanese military, over 300,000 were murdered in the Nanjing Massacre. An estimated 100,000 Filipinos were killed in just 1 month in the Manila Massacre, and the death toll of the massacre in Singapore was tens of thousands. It's documented in the International Military Tribunal for the Far East judgment that the Japanese military created over 100 massacres in Malaysia, Indonesia, Myanmar, Thailand, and other places. The Japanese military treated prisoners of wars or POWs from allied nations with cruelty, among whom 27% were killed. In Baden Death March alone, more than 15,000 U.S. and Philippine POWs died under more treatment. In terms of forced labor, hundreds of thousands from Southeast Asia and allied POWs who had been forced into slave labor by the Japanese military perished in building the Burma-Thailand Railway, and about 4 million Chinese forced labor died or injured because of overload of work under brutal conditions. Women and girls from China, the Korean Peninsula, Southeast Asia, and the Netherlands and other countries and regions were brutally forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese military as comfort women. Japan's war crimes must not be erased, and the verdict on its history of aggression must not be changed. Any tolerance on the provocative words and deeds of Japanese right-wing war forces will only revive the specter of militarism and once again put the Asian people in danger. Countries have the responsibility and obligation to join hands in thwarting any attempt to revive militarism and fascism, defending the victorious outcomes of World War II, upholding the post-war international order, and safeguarding world peace and stability. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：据报道，12月5日晚
China News Service, it was reported that on the night of December 5th, Afghan and Pakistan forces exchanged fire along the border between Afghanistan's Kandahar province and Pakistan's Balochistan province, killing several civilians, although the two countries agreed on a ceasefire in mid-October, was China's comment. China noted the reports. Pakistan and Afghanistan are both China's traditional and friendly neighbors, and the two countries are and will always be neighbors of each other. China calls on the two countries to continue handling differences and disputes through dialogue and consultation to de-escalate tensions and jointly keep the region peaceful and stable. China stands ready to work with the rest of the international community to continue playing a constructive role for the improvement and development of Pakistan-Afghanistan relations. Next one, please.
Alan Wan from Bloomberg News.
彭博社，我有一个关于特朗普政府做了一个决定的问题。特朗普政府决定允许英伟达向中国出口 H200 芯片。他称，中方可以购买 H200 芯片。而且称习主席做出了积极的答复，中美之间达成了这样子的决定，中方对此有何评论？
我们注意
We noted relevant reports. China always believes that China and the United States should achieve mutual benefit through cooperation. Next one, please.
Questions from Reuters.
路透社，关于稀土的认证，欧盟领导人最近访华，并且希望中方能够允许欧洲国家购买中国的稀土。中方会否向欧洲国家提供这样子的认证？第二，中国向日本出口稀土有耽搁，这也是主要是因为中日之间最近的紧张局势，中方对此有何评论？
中方主管部门
Competent authorities have made clear China's policies on the export of items related to rare earth. China is handling the relevant cases in accordance with laws and regulations. Next one, please.
Question from Antara, the governor.
安塔拉，印尼亚齐省的省长称，愿意接受外国援助来帮助该省受到洪灾影响的居民。中方的一个民间组织已经提供了相关支持和帮助，来帮助撤离受洪灾影响的遇害者。中国政府会否向 洪灾地区提供更多的援助。
中方高度
China is closely following the torrential rain and flooding Sumatra region of Indonesia. Chinese leaders have extended sympathies to the leaders of the government and the People's Consultative Assembly of Indonesia. China has and will continue to do what we can to help the disaster-affected areas according to the needs of the Indonesian government. We believe that under the leadership of the Indonesian government, the people there will overcome the disaster and rebuild their homes at an early date. Next one, please.
日本角日新闻
Asahi Shimbun. Japanese Defense Minister Koizumi said today that in terms of the radar illumination, China said that it has informed the information about its air and maritime training in advance. But Japan thinks that the announcement was not made. When the announcement was made, and what's the content of the announcement?
中国海军
Spokesperson for the Chinese PIA Navy clearly said on December 7th that the training zones were announced in advance. For specifics, I'd refer you to competent authorities. Next one, please.
角日新闻提问
Asahi Shimbun. The Japanese government today refuted the content of the press conference of the foreign ministry yesterday, saying that the intermittent radar illumination is a dangerous move, and is the foreign ministry of China clearly denying the existence of intermittent radar illumination.
中方已就该
China has made its stern position clear. The facts are also very clear. China's exercise and training relevant waters and airspace fully complies with the international law and international practice. Our maneuvers are professional standard and beyond reproach. To activate search radar during flight training is commonly done by carrier-based aircraft of all countries. It's also a normal measure to ensure flight safety. We'd suggest that you ask the Japanese side, why did the Japanese Self-Defense Force fighter jets come to those areas to create this dangerous incident which you shouldn't have happened? Are they deliberately harassing China's normal exercise and training and creating tensions? Next one, please.
Question from Reuters.
路透社，荷兰的媒体称，中国在匈牙利的相关人员同台湾方面的情报人员进行了见面，中方对此有何评论？
看到相关的报道。
I didn't read relevant reports. China opposes smearing China by accusing China of Chinese spies. Next one, please.
Then, question from Antara.
安塔拉，太检边境的紧张局势在本周开始的时候再次升级。据报道，昨天泰国的战斗机袭击了柬埔寨的炮兵，中方对此有何评论？
作为柬埔寨和
As a friend and close neighbor of Cambodia and Thailand, China sincerely hopes that both sides exercise restraint and work in the same direction to prevent the further escalation. China will continue to play a constructive role in de-escalation in its own way. Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Are there any more questions?
I just want to go back to the
回到关于中日关于雷达照射的问题。Nikkei 日经新闻网报道称，中日之间的军事热线机制，中方对此有何评论？
我刚才已经
I just answered relevant questions. Spokesperson for the Chinese PRA Navy clearly said on December 7th that the training zones were announced in advance, and for anything specific, I'd refer you to competent authorities. Next one, please.
如果没有其他问题，
If not, there are not any more questions. Let's call it a day.